Guys, welcome to the 2024 LA Auto Show, and today I'm going to show you the top 10 coolest cars and tech of the event. How crazy is this? It's the Chrysler Houseon concept, and the design language is absolutely out of this world. So we're here with Rachel to talk to us about the Houseon.
Yes.
What can you tell me about the interior? The design is unbelievable.
Thank you. I think one of the first things you're going to notice as you take a look inside is sort of this immersive experience, right? If you take a look at the glass from the inside, it goes all the way down to basically to the ground. And with the rear panel or the top panels, you get basically, almost a 360-degree view of what's around you with all of that glass. One of the other things that you'll notice is, we'll call it like a digital detox, right? There is no traditional instrument panel in the front. Everything is done through the HUD and or the screen. So it's really this blend of technology that, we're integrating it into the vehicle itself.
Sure.
Taking away from having to have that traditional instrument panel. The steering wheel, when you're in level 4 autonomous mode, will fold away.
I was going to ask that. It looks like it stores out of the way.
It does. It stores out of the way. You have a footrest that can come up.
Very cool. Do the pedals go back into the floorboard?
The pedals don't actually retract, but you can get a footrest and the steering wheel will fold away so you can kind of just relax in level 4 autonomous mode. That screen there, you can either position it vertically or horizontally, depending on how you're using it. And when you're in level 4 autonomous mode, we actually have what we call stargazing mode, which will put some of the constellations up on the glass for you, so you can
that
really
is very cool.
Look around as you're driving. But these second row seats are actually we call it Stow and Go 2.0. They will flip up and retract into the cargo area.
Oh wow!
So we invented Stow and Go on the minivan, which fold into the floor. These ones, similar concept, they fold away completely. But they'll fold into the cargo area. And when you're in level 4, these front seats can actually move back so that you can have just kind of a relaxing experience as you're moving down the road.
Does this pass from underneath here
through.
And over?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
For aerodynamics, as that's really important, this is a fully electric vehicle. So it's really going to help with that aerodynamic and that sleek on the road presence.
Sure. I love the size of the windshield.
Yes.
It actually looks unbelievable.
Yes, it's pretty much, you can see almost 360 degrees, right? It's, I think, 45% glass in the vehicle. And also, one of the things we didn't mention as we kind of looked into the interior is that you see these doors, we have these butterfly doors with this third panel that lifts up so that you have this very easy egresses to get in and out.
We've also got some recycled parts. This right here is made of crushed CDs. It looks like a crystal or opal, but it's made of recycled materials. We've also got that back in the seat as well. Check this out, guys. This is the Ford F-150 Lightning Super Truck, and it makes 1,600 horsepower. But surprisingly, that's not even the craziest statistic. It's actually the downforce. So if we come around to the rear of the truck, look at the size of this rear wing, and then look at the rear diffuser. It's capable of generating 10,000 pounds of downforce at 200 miles an hour. I mean, that is an absolutely ridiculous statistic. And I love how you can see the cutouts for those front fenders, those massive tires. Look at this, instead of mirrors, we've got additional aero elements, vents out of the hood. The front splitter looks like something directly out of Formula One, but attached to a truck. I mean, they have to make a limited production run of this car. I feel like it would actually sell out. I just love the way that this looks. Look at the side skirt as well. Every single component on this car is all about aerodynamics. Even the bed is covered in a piece of carbon fiber for better aero. And it's got that swan neck design and kind of an infinity loop rear wing that is just wicked. We even have flying buttresses in here. That is crazy. The closer you look, the more aerodynamic elements you realize, and then look how stripped out that interior is. It even has a passenger seat. How insane is this? The Kia Weekender camping concept. Some of the coolest design language I have ever seen. I love these front headlights. Now we've got these right here to cut branches to make sure that you don't break your windshield. I love the design language of those tires. Now coming around to the side, we've got this really, really cool interior with a kind of rectangular shaped steering wheel, massive wraparound display right there. And if we come around to the rear of the vehicle, I love how the rear doors open up. We've got a windscreen that opens upwards, a tent up there, and then a very, very unique layout for seating. We've got this kind of tray table area here, seats that fold down. How cool is the seating position for the passenger? It's facing the opposite direction from the driver, kind of lounge style seating. It even has an iPad in the opposite direction, so you can watch media in that direction. Look at that, such an open, airy cabin, massive wraparound windshield, massive. Look at that. The entire top of the vehicle opens up for the tent. This thing is unbelievably cool. This is the Tesla CyberCab. We first saw this at an event out in Los Angeles and went for a ride. It's going to be priced between $20,000 and $30,000 and is fully autonomous. If you notice on the inside, there's no pedals or steering wheel, just a massive display. And eventually you're going to be able to buy one of these, not only to drive you to and from work or from a bar, but also to be able to deploy it in a fleet and make money off of it. Tesla wants to come out with this kind of ride-sharing service where you can buy one of these for 20 to 30 grand and deploy it into the environment and earn money when you're not using it. And then when you do need it, obviously you can take it back. I love the design language, so swooping and sleek. The massive wheels with the aero covers, and the fact for 20 to 30 grand it's got butterfly doors is absolutely insane. Now it is interesting that it's only a two-seater. So for a cab, oftentimes you're going to need more than two seats, but obviously maybe you can get two of them. And then in the rear of the vehicle, you've got tons of space for storage. Tesla's actually got a pretty big showing at this event. We've got a Cybertruck, the new Model 3, and then we've got the refreshed Model S Plaid with new seats in it that I'm actually quite jealous of. Some updated taillights as well, but thankfully still the same power level. Now here's a car that has personal significance to me as I plan on ordering the all-new ZR1. So here it is, the all-new Corvette ZR1. I'm not gonna lie, looks-wise, it is very similar to the Z06, but the performance statistics are absolutely insane. So it's got a 5.5 liter twin turbocharged V8 with the largest turbochargers ever fitted on a production car, 1,064 horsepower from the factory, which is absolutely outrageous. And after the event, they revealed that it has a top speed of 233 miles an hour. I mean, that is hypercar levels of top speed and power, hopefully for under $200,000. Now, it is a bit more aggressive than the Z06. We have this all-new revised front hood that looks very, very cool for additional cooling, really aggressive front splitter, and then of course that massive wing in the back. The only question is what color to option it. Now, they did just come out with a Hysteria purple, and I think that might be the move. Cool to see a cross section of the new ZR1 cut in half, exposing that 5.5 liter twin turbocharged V8. It looks like it's so tightly packaged that you can't see the turbochargers, which I would have liked to, but cool to see the entire chassis exposed like this and cut in half. All of the cooling elements in the front of the vehicle, and you can see how the new revised hood allows airflow through that heat exchanger. Pretty cool to see up close of the new ZR1's motor, and you can see those are the largest factory turbos ever to be fitted on a production car. But having just gone to the GTR festival and seeing what massive 68mm plus turbochargers look like, they actually don't look all that big. Check this out, guys. This is the all-new Hyundai hydrogen Iridium concept. That is unbelievably cool looking. I love the design and the texture on these flared fenders. Those wheels are very cool as well. Instead of side view mirrors, we've got cameras, which actually is probably very helpful for off-roading. It's got a really beefy stance to it. So this is actually where you put hydrogen fuel into the Iridium concept. I like the fact that it kind of looks like the H pattern on a 6-speed manual. Really cool squared off design in the rear with those pixel LED elements that Hyundai is becoming known for in their electric vehicles. I really like that kind of almost Windows logo, and then it goes throughout the rear of the vehicle as well. I think they knocked it out of the park with the design language. We've got integrated lighting elements into the roof rack, which is pretty cool, and then more hydrogen logos throughout the vehicle. I hope that they actually make this. How cool is this? We've got the 4Runner TRD Surf concept. Toyota has 2 open-top cars at the event. Let's take a look. This thing actually looks awesome. I love the super modern headlights and the fact that it's a 2-door. Look how flared those massive fenders are. And then the whole back of the vehicle comes off You can stick surfboards in the back. I love the open top area environment. And then behind it, we've got the Land Cruiser ROX. So this is another open top vehicle from Toyota, the ROX, or Recreational Open Experience Land Cruiser. And I am in love with the way this looks. I feel like the market needs another competitor to the Bronco and the Wrangler, and this is just really well executed. I love how the bed works with the bed rails, and then get a load of how gorgeous this car's interior is with the kind of woven leather seats, the two-tone combo. This is actually awesome. Here is something absolutely wild, the Acura Performance EV concept. Look how sharp the front end is. Those super pointy headlights that look almost like crystal blades out of a Halo video game. I really like the stance of this. Massive wheels. I love the design of those wheels. That looks so cool. Super sleek rear end as well with a wraparound taillight. Man, they need to actually make a vehicle that looks like this. I like how the rear taillight is actually a whole bunch of vertical lines in a row. Another absolutely incredible car, the Nilu hypercar. It's got a 6.5 liter V12 making 1,070 horsepower, and it only weighs 2,600 pounds. It's also got a glorious 7-speed manual transmission and some of the coolest design language of any modern hypercars. I love the fact that the entire V12 is completely exposed. Those taillights are super unique, massive rear diffuser for ground effects, and it's got a very unique interior design as well. We've got these gorgeous wheels, but check out the instrument cluster and steering wheel. I love how the seats are integrated into the chassis itself. We've got that beautiful gated manual design and a very small steering wheel. Well, seeing the new Mustang GTD never gets old. Basically a GT3 car for the road. 5.2 liter supercharged V8 making 815 horsepower. They're targeting a sub 7-minute Nürburgring time. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this car compares on the track to the new ZR1, given likely the better suspension and aero setup on this car, but obviously it's down on power as compared to the 1,064 horsepower ZR1. But one of the coolest parts about this car is we got to see at Goodwood on the inside, it's got that inboard suspension window in the rear seat area where you can actually see the suspension components move when you're driving. Such a cool looking car. All right, some honorable mentions. Get a load of this off-road based Cybertruck with all of these carbon fiber add-ons. We've got a ram bumper in the front. We've got some tools strapped to the side of the vehicle, carbon fiber, fender flares as well. And then we've got a spare tire mounted on the rear. This thing looks mean. And then how crazy is this Mercedes truck with a tent mounted atop the bed? We've also got bikes up there, massive Bilstein shocks, enormous tires. This thing looks like an off-road capable Mercedes Unimog, and I absolutely love it. We've got a winch in the front as well. This thing is so epic. Imagine daily driving this.